have no idea.
I'm Alyssa.
I'm Jasley.
And this is the Sister Sign podcast. This is episode 17 of the Sister Sign podcast. And Jasley's titties are tittying. The cleavage is out. And I'm loving it. I really love cleavage. I'm a supporter of cleavage.
I'm not wearing a hoodie today. I always wear a hoodie. But I want you guys to know that it's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for me. So I'm like super cold when I wake up.
Yes, and you always are in a cozy type like outfit, which just makes me comfortable. We don't be on here in like suits and shit. Like, it's really not all that serious.
No, we gotta be comfortable. We gotta be able to say what we really feel without being
Exactly.
tight and
Exactly.
uncomfortable.
I hate feeling like, especially in interviews when you have to be like all serious, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what if I have to fart? Like, bro, if I have to fart right now,
Catastrophic.
and it's really quiet in this room. Like, it's one of those parts where I know it's going to make a sound, and it's really quiet in this room. But if I hold it in, then my stomach's gonna make a sound. As you guys can see, I've been in this situation before. The way I'm describing it is like, that she's had to hold it apart in the interview before.
She was really nervous, clearly.
It is not even nerves. That's why I hate like when my stomach makes noises, because it's like, bro, I'm not even nervous. I really don't give a fuck. I just don't know what my stomach's doing, and it's loud.
Bubble guts.
That's really what it is. I be having indigestion.
We're gonna get her right one of these days.
I'm
Mentally.
gonna get it together. Mentally, that's asking a lot. Okay, I don't know about that. I'm evolving. That's what I can say. I'm evolving.
I'm here with you. I am here with you.
All right, enough of the shenanigans. We can get into our topic for today. Well, we're always going to have the shenanigans because that's just us. But
Really.
I think the shenanigans go with our topic for today, which is moving with your heart chakra, doing things through your heart chakra. And, I have to tap into my little nerdiness and give information on the heart chakra, because I'm sure everyone doesn't know what the heart chakra is. But the heart chakra is the fourth primary chakra, and it serves as our center of love for ourselves, others, for compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. And also, the heart chakra sits in the center of our chest where our heart is, and it acts as a bridge between the upper and lower energy centers. I feel like that's very important because it's the one chakra that really connects all the other ones. So when you're not moving from your heart, it makes a difference in your entire body. So I wanted to see how you feel about that. Can you tell a difference when somebody does something with their heart and when they don't?
Always. Always. Because I tend to like really, really move with like my heart and forget. I'm entirely too soft for my own good at
You
times.
think so?
I really am. I have to like hold myself back because I tend to be a little too good, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And um I can tell. I can tell like just the tone sometimes, the body language, just the energy that I'm getting from it in general. But usually the tone will really tell you everything that you need to know.
Yes. Yes. I definitely I definitely agree. The tone, the body language, just I feel like some people think they're better actors than they are. And it's just like, bro, it's so much easier to just be for real. Like, if
Yeah.
you don't want to do something, just say you don't want to do it.
And even with yourself, like I'll give you a good example. I did an event and I really wasn't feeling well. And I did not. That was like the first time that I was like, I don't want to do this today. Like I don't want to do this at all. And I didn't have like a good day that day at all. Like
Mm.
business wise, I was so over it. I wanted to be home. I wanted to be home and I tried to push myself and I did. And I'm proud for like showing up because it's my business. And I still, you know, I baked everything and I love doing what I do, but I just did not want to be there. And it definitely reciprocated back. I like, you don't want to be
Yeah.
here. You didn't. You didn't have a good day either. So it didn't really help. I was like,
Yes.
oh, I
And
should have stayed home.
but like that's the tough part sometimes because it's like, how do you know when like, okay, I should just stay home and give myself this day, or I should just push through? Because we got to be real, like every bad day we have, we can't take the day off.
Yeah.
Some, yes, sometimes it's just like, bro, I need this day. But others, we have to keep it pushing.
Yeah. And it was like, it's business. Not just about like losing money, but I wanted to get the exposure. And I was like, but it reciprocated. And really anything that I tried to push myself over, push myself, it shows.
Yes,
I won't do
yes.
it anymore though.
No, seriously, it's to the point now to where I'm just like, it doesn't even feel right when I don't do things from my heart. It's one, honestly, it's more work, and I've gotten really lazy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not going out my way to lie to you. I'm not going out my way to over explain myself. It's just
Mhm.
much easier for me to just be straight up.
I'm gonna be honest though, this year has been feeling like that. Like it's just been laid back, honest, like trying to push myself. I just told you I pulled out of some events that I was gonna do. I was like so overly stressed, and now I'm like I
You
can
feel
breathe.
better.
I can
Yeah,
breathe. I feel like I can think again, and it's a time to reflect. And it's okay. Like it's okay when you're pushing yourself and you're really trying, but listen to yourself, listen to your body.
exactly.
Sometimes that anxiety is asking you to pull back and being
Exactly.
true to yourself. Sometimes you don't gotta be in the mix. Like pull back, pull back.
Exactly. It's so funny you said that because I had that same like situation with the podcast. Like one week we took a break and I was like, I really don't want to take a break. Like I need to like I was just stressing myself. I go so crazy in my head. I'm that person. I don't care what anybody else says because I'm my biggest critic. I'm my biggest critic and I'm my biggest supporter. So I'm like, we got to get this done. We got to do this. We got to do that. And then my more healed, calmed, evolved self was like, we need to take a break. And we've been doing very good and we've been consistent and we've been getting the motherfucking job done. We can take a break.
Yeah. And like honestly, you guys probably don't know, but we have taken a little break. We both felt it. Like we
We
both
needed
felt
it.
it,
We
and we
needed it.
needed it. We were like
And
dragging, and we love
literally,
this.
yes. We love what we do. And when we're taking breaks, it's never because we're like, oh, we don't feel like doing the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
we love doing the podcast. It's our therapy. But also, we bring real shit to the podcast, like things we're actually going through. So sometimes when life is really lifing and it's doing a lot, you need to okay, the things that I can kind of step away from for a little bit, like step away. I was about to beat myself up for not posting last week, and I was like, Alyssa, your fiance's great grandfather passed away. Like, you also lost a family member because Shad and I have been together 8 years. His family's my family at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm not about to beat myself up for mourning, for taking time to be with my family. Like, it is what it is. And if people don't understand it, which I know our supporters are always very supportive, so we don't have to deal with that. But for the people who are like, oh, you missed 1 week or you missed 2 weeks, like kiss my ass, honestly, because when you look at all the things I have done versus the things I haven't, they outweigh.
Exactly. And honestly, I think everyone should take that into account as well. Like, if you're doing so much, don't let the little things that you haven't done, don't
Exactly.
tear yourself down. Sometimes you can be your own like worst enemy. Let's be honest.
Oh my gosh. I used to be so bad. Like I used to, and you know what I realized? Mm,
Oh.
that voice in my head wasn't my voice. It was one of my family members' voice. Once I started really sitting with myself and like healing myself, healing young Liz, healing like teen Liz, like Liz now, I realized I have to talk to myself as different people. Like when something hurts me, I got to be like, who's this hurting? Is this hurting Liz now? Is this hurting teen Liz? Is this hurting young Liz? Like there's layers to me. So I talk to all those layers. None of those layers sound like that negative voice. So I realized that's somebody else's voice that I've took on over the years of hearing that constant negativity. And I'm not even like, this ain't even me.
It does crazy because when I feel that, to be completely honest, is with like the kids.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm like losing my patience, because I have a lot of patience with them. Like,
Yes.
but sometimes I'm like, you yell sometimes. Well, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not what is it called?
Gentle parenting.
Can't. I
But you
tried it. I
no,
tried
you
it. I
really
tried
are
it.
gentle.
I tried it.
He said I couldn't do it. But no, for real though, like you really are a gentle parent. I don't think not like yelling is non-gentle parenting.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
sometimes.
have to raise your voice with these motherfucking kids. I've seen it.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
damn
sometimes you have
self.
to. Because if not, they like,
Like,
ooh, they kind of tighten up. They're like, because I try my best. I really, really do try my best to like try to come down to. It's easier to come down to a child's level, but when I
exactly.
feel myself like losing it, I'm like, just like you said, I'm like, who is that? That doesn't have the self control type of thing going on in
Mm-hmm.
their head, and I'm like, you gonna tone it down. I sound crazy
Okay.
as hell right now, but I'm like, we gonna tone it down right
No.
now.
That's really how it is. And it's crazy because I see all these TikTok memes about people having like conversations with their ancestors. They be cracking me the hell up. And I'm just like, sometimes it really be like that. Like, we need to talk about that. This is not in our like list for today, but this is important. All of your ancestors aren't like positive. All of your ancestors aren't like gonna be saying,
Yeah.
go do it. Da, da, da. Sometimes your ancestors are gonna be saying some bullshit, and you need to be able to check them niggas and be like, nigga, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, like that's not safe. And let me tell you, I am a big dreamer since I was little. Since I was
Mm-hmm.
little, I have never said anything that I want anything small. Forget
Exactly.
it. I've always had like super
Jassy
big
with the mink coats.
I just want to like it's more than mink coats now, but I've had a vision like really big. It's
Yes.
not just on the
You like the finer
surface and
things. Yes.
mediocre. Well, it's not just that. Like I'm like I want to travel. I want to go here. I want to go there. I've heard people tell me, "Why do you want to go there? Why do you want to travel? For what?" And I'm so confused. And I'm
Like,
like,
why don't you?
there's pictures, and I'm like, no, I want to go and see it myself. And
Exactly.
like, I want to touch whatever it is. I want to eat whatever it is there.
Exactly. I want to ride the elephant in Thailand. I don't want to look at a picture of you
Yes.
doing it.
Or I don't want to write it here. It's not fun. It's not
Exactly.
fun. I told Drake because he went to Dubai and he was too scared to get on the camel. And he was like, oh, I got on the little car thing. I was like, oh, that's boring. You don't have time for that. I was like, you could do that over here in the States
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
desert. He was like,
I love it.
no. I was
That I
like,
love
I
it
can
because
have
that's so Libra. Like y'all will be like, bro, why the fuck are you finna do some regular ass shit that you could do at home?
a camel isn't like in the desert. That's a real desert. Fuck the desert we got over here. That's
I
a
was
real
like,
motherfucking desert. And I don't want to ride a camel through that motherfucker. I want to
no,
feel like the Three
seriously.
Kings. Okay.
I'm not about to play with you. She said the three kings, period.
No, but for real.
Seriously though, like for real, if we finna go out of town, if we finna go anywhere, let's do it big. I hated when we went to the Bahamas and people were like, I want American food. Like, bitch, you're in the fucking Bahamas. If you don't eat some damn Bahamian food, just try it.
All right, yeah.
Like, bro, you can get American food every single day. Every day. And you
Mm,
still want it.
comfort, comfort, pass down comfort,
Exactly.
maybe. They just want to
Somebody
stay
might
in
be
their
mad at
comfort.
me for this, American food's not that good. Every other culture has better food than American food. Some of my favorite foods: Jamaican
What
food,
is
Dominican food, Peruvian food, Puerto Rican food, Thai
gave me
food, Indian
chills?
food. Literally, none of my favorite foods are American foods. Even okay, and this before you say this, I'm gonna challenge this. I don't think soul food, I don't consider that American food. When I say American food, I'm saying like colonizer American food.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Like, look at
Okay,
your
I don't
face.
know.
You're
I'm gonna
you're
be
like, I can't
honest.
think of anything. What, hot dogs? Are you gonna say fucking hot dogs or hamburgers?
I don't know enough about like really like Southern food to be
Southern
like
food, that's what I'm saying. It's in its whole different own category.
category. Yeah, it is.
But think about American food, bitch. What's your favorite American food? Crickets.
Is it burgers? I don't know. I
Do
don't
you
know. I feel
even
like,
eat beef? Do you eat beef?
no.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is American food.
That's what I'm trying. Like, literally, I'm asking myself the same thing. Like, what's your
Wait,
favorite American food?
corn dogs. No, I didn't see a corn dog until I came.
No, you're annoying. You really put your hand up like you were about to say something. Then
I'm
you
so
said fucking
serious.
corn dog. I said, wait, corn dogs.
I meant it. I meant it.
Cut,
Wait,
cut. Like,
chili.
bro,
Chili.
is that
Chili.
American?
It's gotta be because I didn't hear that shit until I got here.
Beans and ground beef and tomatoes. Wow, that's the best we got. Shit.
I was so confused. The first time I seen a chili was fourth grade when I moved. And I was like, where's the rice for the beans? Like, no, you just I was like, what is going on? This is how y'all eat this? Listen, I
Girl,
get a lot of culture shocks.
no, I need like literally to just record all your fucking culture shock stories so I can put this in my TV shows
This
because
is
they're
so true.
hilarious. You fucking stealing the boys' lunch money, like, and not knowing you were stealing the lunch money. You were just going up there every day, like
Nobody. I said I've seen everybody pick up a card, so I picked up a card because nobody told me like I don't know. I think there was somebody trying to help me. I didn't know how to communicate whatsoever. I didn't know a lick of English. So I'm like, oh, I pick up a random one. Like,
just
you pick up
imagine that
one, I
boy,
pick up
like,
one.
yeah, that new Spanish girl stealing my lunch money.
I don't think anybody knew. I don't think anybody knew or noticed, to be honest with you. I don't even remember how that worked. I don't even know if I got lunch that day.
Girl, I can't. I really can't. Really, culture shock. Like, let's just be honest. American food is not it. I had some Indian food last night. I'm having some Indian food when we get off because I have leftovers. And it's so good and flavorful, like every single bite.
I haven't tried Indian food.
It's so good. And it's one of those foods where, like, when people who haven't tried it, like, I'll be like, Indian food. They're like, Indian food. I'm just like, y'all are fucking sleep. Like, Indian food is so good.
Okay, I hadn't
So,
had
so
it.
good.
It was a chain place. I'm not gonna say that. Mm-mm.
Don't try no chain Indian food. I don't even know
Mm-mm.
if that's a thing, but like, please don't chain. Don't chain cultural
I'm
foods.
pretty
Like,
sure it was. Yeah, I'm
please.
pretty sure. But I do want to try it. I'm like super
You should.
curious.
It's so good. I know you'll like it. They like the spices and the flavor and the taste. I can't wait to go to India and try like traditional. Like, every place I go, I want to meet someone's grandma and I want them to cook for me.
Me with Italian food. Listen, I
You
don't know where
already,
my love for Italian food is, but please, somebody let me borrow your grandmother.
please. And I think they say in Italian, grandma is nonna. So we need
No,
someone's
no.
nonna.
Oh.
Yes, when I go to Puerto Rico, y'all already know Jaslie's grandma has me together and she's a Libra. So we're just literally we're gonna FaceTime Jaslie and we're gonna be turning up and Jaslie's gonna be like, what the fuck? Like now this is her grandma. Like
My grandma remembers you actually.
I know. And she followed me on Facebook before I deleted it. Hold on, let me let your nephew out because they
That's
don't want me to be
cute.
great.
She didn't tell me that.
Your grandma followed me on Facebook before I did, not like right before I deleted my Facebook, but before I deleted my Facebook. Because I remember being like, who is this? And I was like, oh, that's Jesse's grandma.
That's so funny.
I love when grandmas love me because grandmas, like most grandmas, are good characters of energy. So if a grandma loves you, you know,
Yeah,
good
most.
judges of energy, not characters of energy. I said that wrong. But yes.
Oof. I bet you that's hard to hear for some people. I mean, not really. Some people know their grannies ain't right.
Like, come on now.
Right.
There's really some old people that are like, bro, what happened to you in your life? Because you are an asshole. Like you are not a nice person at all.
I have a few stories.
But yes, with the heart chakra, like we were saying, when you don't move with your heart, and moving with your heart is really just like walking in what you say you're about and what you say you believe in. If you truly are like, I don't know, a toe sucker and you're ashamed about being, I have to
Damn
do the
it.
most radical example.
What?
If you're a
You
toe
could be.
sucker and you're ashamed about being a toe sucker, and every time you go out your house, you're like, I'm not a toe sucker, I'm a nipple sucker. You're like, you're not being true to yourself. You're a fucking toe sucker. Be a proud toe sucker. Don't be out here trying to fit in with these fucking nipple suckers. Like, come on. No, it's for real. Be fucking for real.
Eventually, you're gonna get depressed. Okay, by repressing.
Yes, Jim
Your
Carrey said
toe-sucking
it.
tendencies that you.
Not the toe sucking part, but Jim Carrey said
This
it.
is supposed to be more serious than this. I can't take it serious.
Listen, I'm a fucking Aries. I'm gonna make a joke out of everything. Like, life's really not that serious.
Listen, she's the word to this. Listen, if you really like to draw,
And just be that. Don't let nobody
try to go and be a nurse. Try to go and be a nurse.
exactly to fit in and then be like, oh, I wonder why I'm depressed. Like, are you really fucking for real right now? You wonder why you're depressed and you're lying to yourself every day and you're trying to fit in and you're fucking like not being true to who you really are.
You know what? I'll say this. Sometimes, like for instance, if somebody I know that I've heard about being like an artist, that it's hard to.
Yes, I can say that from dating an artist. Yes.
Yeah, it can be any artist. It could be you paint, you draw, you make music, even having your own clothing, making your own clothing. I know that it's hard, and sometimes you have to go and get a job. But what we're saying is, we're not gonna tell you what to do, but you shouldn't put aside your passion, something that you love, because that's where you express yourself. That's showing yourself love, and make time for it. Make time for it, and that's your truth until you can get it to blow, I guess you can say. Do it. Like, do it. Do it on your off time.
And that's really what we do with the podcast. Like, we're not making anything from it yet. Have to add that yet, because you already know we finna be cashing checks.
Y'all been doing us right.
Yes, period. But like, if you have to get, like you said, if you have to get that side job, whatever, like, this doesn't pay my bills yet, but I still do it because I love it and because it makes me happy. And when I don't do it, believe it or not, I don't feel too good. Like, yeah, me and Jaslie still talk almost daily. We still do this outside of the podcast, but there's some type of magic that we bring to this that's like different than our other conversations. And almost every time after we record, we're like, we needed that. Like that was good. That was
Yeah,
therapy. That we needed that. So
that's
you
great.
have to, it's like you said, you got to keep doing your passion, whatever it is, even if you can only do it 10 minutes a day, whatever, just consistently doing it because that's also showing the universe that you're serious. Like, I'm making this
Hmm.
work.
Don't be so like, I caught myself being really hard on myself as well. As far as that, because I'm like, oh, I didn't blow up yet, and
Mm-hmm.
am I really going hard? If you're trying, whenever you can, that's effort. That is effort,
Exactly.
okay? So if you gotta work and you only have the weekends, you only have 1 day a week or 2 days a week, and that's what you can put in, that's what you can put in. If
That's
you
what you
can't do it
can
this
put
week,
in.
you can't do it this week. But what
Exactly.
we're saying is walk, in your truth, align with yourself to where it doesn't make you like depressed.
Exactly. Because it was just like I was saying in the beginning with the heart chakra, it connects to all the other ones. So if that one's not right, what you think is going to happen to the other ones? They're going to be off too. Like, if you're not pleasing yourself and putting yourself first and you're trying to please other people and do things for other people, it's always going to be something off. Always. You never going to be
Mhm.
like truly 100% happy. And I'm saying that from experience. Like, I once wanted to do what my parents wanted to do and do what my friends felt like I should do and do what this and that. And it was always something off. I was like, why do I just feel like I don't feel like me all the way. Now I feel like me all the way because I put myself first and I do what I want to do.
Yeah, and also watching what you put into like your body and seeing how
Mm-hmm.
you feel. Sometimes, like spend about Valentine's Day, there's a lot of candy in the house. Honey, oh my God. I mean, I told you I got sick right before actually like Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I had a bunch of sour candy.
Mm. That's our candy did you wrong.
I felt horrible. I won't buy. I really will stick to chocolate now. I'm not don't even- But I even with the chocolate, I'm like, I've been overdoing it with the chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
My body has been calling me to do certain things. And it's to the point where naturally I will like pick up things and later on I'll be like, okay, that's why I picked it up. Like I needed it.
Exactly.
And I noticed the changes in also my body. I could be trying to do something that like I really love, but if I'm not feeding myself well and putting fruits, vegetables into your body, it
Yes.
really does make a difference because I
Exactly.
didn't do it. I didn't do it for like 2 weeks maybe. I really wasn't eating any fruits, really any vegetables like that. It was a lot of like frozen and easy things. I was like in a lazy,
Mm-hmm.
funky mood, but the food wasn't helping whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatsoever. I just felt worse and worse. And I went and got me some veggies, some fruits, and it like it
Like a
proves
refreshed. Yes.
you feel different little by little. I always drink
Exactly.
water, but boy,
It makes a difference. And it's so funny something you said, how when you do something, you're like, I don't know why I did it, but later it makes sense why you picked it up. When you get in alignment in one area of your life, it connects all the other ones, just like with the heart chakra. When you get
mhm,
your heart together, it starts to heal everything else. So you don't have to, like, I do that same thing. I'm like, why did I do this? Why did I get this? And then later I'm like, oh. And I'll thank
yeah,
like previous me. I'm like, shout out you. Like you knew we were gonna need this. Like
yes,
that's a good
yes.
thing. I want to be in line with everything I'm doing, like my past self, my future self, me now.
When I tell you it happens a lot, I know it happens to
Hmm.
both of us a lot, to where we're
Yes.
like, whoa, but you do it without even
Noticing.
noticing. It's like you're on cruise control sometimes, but it's really dope. It's really dope.
Yes. It's so funny because it's like you said, things be happening to us a lot. Like in the beginning, we were just like, what the fuck? Oh my God, this happened. And now it's just like, I just will smile or like laugh. I'm like, oh,
Yes,
that again. Like,
thanks.
that's nice.
No,
Yeah.
once you do it on your own for so long that you're like actually listening to yourself, it's like it comes naturally.
Exactly.
body just guides you to where you gotta go.
Yes.
It's natural.
Yeah, it's really like a flow that you get into. It's kind of like in Nemo when what was it? I think it was his dad got into that thing with the turtles, and it was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
taking that. It's like that. It's like
Just
once
like
you
that.
get in it, like you're scared because you're just like, what the fuck is this? And then you just are like, fuck it, and you jump in, and you realize the thing is taking you where you need to go.
Surrendering.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And girl,
Okay.
that be
Let's break that
hard.
down though. But let's break
Yes.
that down because that's part of it will help you kind of like walk in your truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your passion and all that. It's surrendering is when you accept what your current situation is in general.
Mm-hmm.
Current situation is I gotta work. I have debt. I'm out of shape, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Accepting it, accepting what everything is.
Yes.
And then making those changes effortlessly and one thing at a time.
Yes. One step at a time, not overwhelming yourself and trying to do everything in the beginning.
One thing at a time, one thing at a time. I tried to do, we were talking about this last year. I tried to do so many things at the same time, and it was going great for me at first
Mm-hmm.
until I went on vacation and I came back and I was like, who's going to do all of this again? I just did not have the motivation. I did not have the motivation because I was trying to do too many things at once that were not, you know, thinking in Spanish again.
I always think it is Spanish. I get what you're saying though. Like you overwhelmed yourself because
Yeah.
you were trying to do too much. And you get like that. You get to a point to where you burn the fuck out because you just put too much on your plate. And I hate that because I'm like, girl, you were trying to do so much that now you don't want to do anything.
Now you don't want to do anything exactly. So just one day at a time to where it becomes a routine. Like it wasn't a routine to me.
Mm-hmm.
And one day at a time. Whenever you feel like you can add something in, add it in.
Add
Just like
it
jump
in.
rope.
Yes, exactly. Like double dutch, like trying to
Yeah,
see
double
like
dutch.
mm-hmm.
When can you
And
step in?
yes, it's like you said, surrendering, like it can be hard. It's like looking at what we did in our last episode, toxic self reflection. Like it's not easy to be like, I don't
This
have
is
the
my
best
curse.
spending habits and I don't do this and I don't do that. But it's the first step in surrendering and taking accountability. Like,
Yeah,
yes, your shit stinks. All of our shit stinks. It's okay.
yeah.
But if you're still lying to yourself and being like, oh, that's not a problem. Yeah, I drink every day, but I'm not an alcoholic. Yeah, I smoke every day, but I'm not addicted. Like, I
Or
mean,
you'll get to it when you get to it, or just
yeah,
push it.
like,
I'm
bro,
gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing this whenever. Start the diet, whatever
how
it is
many
that you want
times
to
you're
do.
gonna push things off? You got to be real with yourself. You have to, and it's Shad and I were having a conversation about this earlier because I was giving myself a time limit with something, and he was like, "Babe, I don't think you should give yourself that time limit because we've done that in the past, and that like kind of stresses us out. And what you're trying to do is big because just like
Yeah,
my Libras, I have very like grand ideas, and he's just like, what you're trying to do is big, so you need to give yourself a little bit more time." But
yeah.
I like we do that as humans. We'll like be like, needs to be like this, needs to be done like this, da, 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 da. And it's just like, bro, it's okay. No, it doesn't.
I think it's because we don't see it right away. These days, if
Mm-hmm.
you don't see it right away, it just doesn't feel like you're doing it.
Instant
And
gratification. Everything has been given to us faster and faster and faster to where when, like you were saying, it's not instant, we don't want it.
yeah, sometimes, I caught myself actually saying like something about like the fastest something. And I was like, you know what? Sometimes the fastest way to get there, anything might not be
The
the
best.
best thing. Sometimes you gotta take the scenic route, okay?
Because
Sometimes you
there's
don't.
things that you're learning on the scenic route that are
Yeah,
going to help you in the long run. Like Shad and I were talking about that too. Like, of course, there's times where, people ask you that question, what would you change? and you're like, oh, maybe might change that tough time, maybe might change that tough time. But when I be thinking about it, I'm like, I wouldn't change anything because it all made me
Yeah.
who I am today. And I really fuck with myself.
Yep. I thought about the same thing too, and I'm like, for what? I'm alive.
Period.
I'm good.
I'm
I'm
still
still
doing the damn
growing.
thing. And then what if I do change something? And then now I'm this completely different person who's
Yeah,
like,
because you would be.
she's fucked up in other ways. You get what I'm saying? We all got areas to improve in, but at least
Mhm.
I learned my lessons from the things I went through, and those are areas that I can move on from.
And you might have not learned some good things along the way. It's just everything happens for a reason, unfortunately.
It
That's
really
just how it goes.
does. And
Not
sometimes,
unfortunately.
yeah, because it's not unfortunate. Sometimes people don't want to hear that. Like sometimes people are like,
Yeah.
they want to hear what they want to hear, but you got to be real. Like, bruh, everything that's happened to you, it taught you something. Even it's like we were talking about this before with a situation that happened with me and not talking to somebody no more. And I'm just like, I can see how you might think I'm the villain in this situation or I'm the shitty person, but maybe I came in your life to teach you to not do
Yeah.
what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because somebody left your life in a negative way doesn't mean that they were a negative person. Maybe they were put into your life to show you, hey, don't do no shit like this again.
Yeah, not everybody that leaves your life is negative. They were literally there for a lesson. It's happened plenty of
Exactly.
times. And I'm like, oh, I get it. I get it. There are some shitty people though. Hope, hey, I hope y'all grew past that shitty phase. But it's the truth. It's the truth.
Exactly. And it's something, it reminds me of something that I reposted like a few weeks ago. It was saying like how even if the love you gave like wasn't reciprocated, it still didn't go to waste because like that maybe that person needed that love, and even though you're like, oh, they didn't give it back or blah blah blah, maybe you were their first real example of like real love, genuine love, and now they're going to be a much better person.
Let me help y'all. Don't walk around here expecting shit because nobody owe you shit.
At all.
Nobody owe you shit. Even if you let somebody borrow a fucking pencil, they really don't owe you shit. You willingly gave that to them.
At all.
You willingly gave it to them. So I don't like people who do that. Actually, like I really don't. Who do things and then talk about I did this, I did that.
Girl, you
If you
already
do it
know
out of
that's one of
like,
my pet peeves.
if you do it out of like your heart, it kind of say your heart because it don't sound like it. Just
Okay.
just do things out of your heart, and whatever happens, happens. Is a lesson. Maybe you didn't need to give so much.
Yes, exactly. Maybe you didn't need to be so giving. And you know that I put ourselves under the bus, but I'm gonna have to put some of the other signs under the bus too. The sign that I've encountered in my life who does that exact thing is Cancer.
Cancer, Scorpios do it.
They're very, I did these things for you, so I expect you to do these things for me. And that bothers me because just like you got to also think about
No,
with cancers.
Aquarius does it too. Um,
Well, I can only speak from my life experience, but think about
Sextuple
it. With cancers, like they're very emotional and very passionate. So it's not that crazy to think that people aren't going to love as hard as you do or in the ways that you do. That doesn't mean they don't love you. It just means we're not all as like intense as you.
yeah, yeah, it's expectations.
I don't like that. If you have expectations of me, I'm just gonna let you know right now they're gonna be like just like I'm gonna disappoint you.
Yeah,
Because
I used to have like expectations really, but I realized I'm like, not everybody thinks like you. Everybody does not think
exactly.
like you, so it's unrealistic for for really anything, for really unfortunately for anything. It's kind of like I'm gonna go out here without expectations
And
because you don't think
just
like me.
exactly, I'm gonna go out here and just feel the goddamn vibe because shit. And it's just like you said, people don't owe you anything. That's why I show the people that show me love, so much love and gratitude, because y'all don't have to do this. You don't have to be my friend. Shy doesn't have to love me and be my fiance and accept my flaws and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to show you how much I love you and appreciate you. But also, we have different love languages. Don't get fucking mad at me because I'm not texting your ass back or calling your ass back when you feel like I should call your ass back or text you back.
Stop. That's true. It's true.
Oh my God,
I can
that's
be
one of
like
my
that
biggest pet
too.
peeves. Like,
It's just the neediness sometimes. Like, where are
but
you?
that's the
What are
thing.
you doing?
You do
Mind you, we
that.
know what you're doing.
And see, if you do that, I can't tell because you don't do that. Like, there's times I feel like that's a Libra and Aries, and maybe that's like something we need to work on. Because I saw that in a meme about us. It's like we'll miss people, but we won't text or call them. And it's not because we have like pride, but it's just because, well, with me, nigga, I be forgetting. So I'm gonna miss you, and in that moment, I'm gonna be like, I should text them, and then 5 thoughts pass.
No, I will. I do know. Like if I just don't feel like it, I might miss you. I just don't feel like it sometimes. I just
Exactly.
now it's not that I'm playing like the petty game with myself because it's really with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't feel like calling you.
That's what it's been lately. And I've been battling this in my head, child, because there's been some people that have been calling me that I truly do love, but I have not been feeling like talking. And I'm like, I need y'all to understand. I need y'all to not like, and I think that's the thing too. People see me on socials because, I use socials a lot. Like, I'm using social media to build to my
Yeah.
manifestations. And they're like, oh, well, she's on socials, but she didn't call me back or didn't text me back. Like, y'all got to get over that
That's so
because
separate. That is so separate. And just
it's
like
so separate.
you can see that I'm online and that whatever I'm online and I have an answer to your messages. I don't want to right now. And I don't
And
need
it's
to.
not even nothing personal. It's not like, oh, she hates me. She's I don't feel like talking right now. Do you
I feel
know
like
there's a
engaging in
difference
this conversation.
between sharing a story, putting a laugh on a post, like literally scrolling, swiping, and then actually engaging in a conversation?
Yeah, sometimes you just don't want to engage in a conversation.
Like, I just that's why I'm
Exactly.
so appreciative for the people in my circle now, because I can't have no friends and no people who are like, you gotta text me back in 24 hours or I'm cutting you off. Like, cut me the fuck off then, because I can't do this. I
All right.
can't. This is so much pressure. Are you my man? Please let me know. Are you my man?
Yeah, I also
Even my
like
man doesn't have requirements like this. Like, what the fuck?
I only be like, damn, my bad. Like I didn't respond to somebody if I like took forever in a day. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like,
My
ooh,
bad. Cause and then
damn.
the my bad is like it's not even because I feel bad. It's just because I didn't even mean to like let that much time go by.
Yeah.
Like I was not responding to you on purpose because I didn't want to talk right then and there. But I didn't even realize it's been 2 weeks. My bad.
A month from Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, listen, y'all, if y'all have a Libra in y'all life, y'all have to know that's how they are. If it's not their significant other or a close family member, you're getting a response when you get a response.
No, yeah. I I just don't. I just don't. I just don't.
That's the best way to put it.
I
I
don't
just don't.
know. I don't know. It's hard for me to engage with people I don't talk to on a regular basis unless it's business. I don't feel bad.
And I'm not going to anymore. It's something my mother-in-law said. Shout out my mother-in-law. She's a Virgo. And she was like, we be getting on her because we're like, bro, you never have your phone on you. Like, we don't know why you have a phone because it just be
I love
sitting
Virgo.
somewhere in the house. And she's like, all the people that I talk to the most are in this house with me. And I was like, you know what? You're right. Like, the person that I talk to the most is Shad and Hanzo and Apollo, and they all live with me. So
Exactly.
everybody else, it's like, I love you, but I'm gonna get to you when I get to you. The
Yeah.
people that need to know that I'm safe and I'm okay and that care about on a day-to-day basis how my physical and mental health with, I live with them.
Yeah. And like I know you're straight. I don't
Period.
listen, y'all. I don't take it personal. We don't. Sometimes I don't respond. Sometimes she don't respond. It's cool. Like it's
Stop
okay.
making like I need y'all to like the weird people. I need y'all to like
Stop being
get
needy. Damn.
significant others. Yes, and stop being fucking needy. Or you don't stop being needy and you get a significant other who accepts your neediness.
Yeah, it's hard to put that on other people, like friends wise and stuff. Like,
Mm.
but I have heard of this a lot. That like people will really take it personal.
Yes, I have too, and I think it's so fucking weird. Like,
I
stop
was
being
so
weird.
shocked by it, to be honest. I was really shocked. I was like, really? This is
And
something people.
that perfectly goes into our last topic for today. We're talking about heart chakra and love. Love yourself enough to be okay with being by yourself. There's so many instances, like what we were just talking about, where it's clear that people don't love themselves and aren't okay being by themselves. If you're going to be in my circle at all, I need you to be okay with being by yourself because I'm okay with being by myself and I like to be by myself a majority of the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely me. If you think I don't respond, I really enjoy being by myself. And I like being like quiet sometimes. Like
Yeah.
it scares Dre sometimes. She's like, why do you want things so quiet? And I'm like, I don't know. I've always been like that. Like I enjoy either like listening to music by myself or just stillness.
Just
Quiet.
vibing.
I used to really want to be around people and not be by myself. I didn't
Do
want
you
to
feel
like I
like that
guess
was a time where you weren't happy with yourself? Like, do you feel like there was a reason why?
you don't want to think about like everything. You don't want to think. So you just rather be with others and enjoy your time and push that away and leave it where
Girl,
it is. But I have to sit in with myself. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad all the time. Sometimes you can I can get in my head a little too much and but I
yes,
get myself out and it's there's the beauty of being with yourself and being your own
exactly.
friend and not needing anybody
Yes.
else to pull you out. It's nice to have someone to pull you out, but it's really good to be your own best friend.
Girl, you need to be able to be that person to pull yourself out because the moment that you put an expectation on another person, you're already letting yourself down.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a bad day. They're gonna have a day to where they gotta put themselves first and they can't help you. So what are you gonna do? Like be like, oh my gosh, I can't
But
go on
then
today because Alyssa didn't text me back. No, I don't. First of all, I don't even want that type of pressure. That's like gives me anxiety just thinking about that.
yeah.
Second of all, I be that person for myself. Yes, I have Shad. Yes, I have my friends. Yes, I have Hanzo and Apollo. I have so many supportive, loving people and animals around me that I know if I really, really need something, they're there. But guess what? I'm not putting pressure on them because they got their own lives and things that they have to do also.
Yeah. Sometimes you can go talk to people, yes, but be your own friend, man. Be your own friend. If it's really, really, really hard for you, therapy, man. Go to some therapy.
Therapy. And then you're paying somebody to literally listen to everything. So, hey,
And I know that it's hard. I did talk about this like with Joe. I was like, I know it's hard to find sometimes a good therapist, but just try, if that would be better. I know that it's not always easy to be your own friend and to pull yourself out. It takes a lot of mental strength
yes.
and a lot. It takes a lot. But somebody could help you like strengthen those muscles again.
Exactly. And I wanted to piggyback on something you said earlier. When you do it so much, you get used to it because you pulled yourself out of the rough moments so many times. You're like, oh, now I know what is going on. Oh, this thought is trying to come up. Like this situation happened to me on Sunday. I felt myself getting really mad and I felt myself going back to like an old place. And I said, we've been here before. We know how this feels. We're not about to do this. And I picked myself up.
Girl.
Like you gotta be that person. Like literally, Shaw was at work. He also just lost his great granddad. I'm not about to put all this pressure on my fiance to make me feel better when I can make myself feel better.
Be considerate. Be considerate that you might
Yeah.
not be
Oh,
the only one going through something. other people do go through things, so be considerate.
That's why
Be
people need to
considerate.
stop taking things so personally because, bro, mental health is real. Life is real. Families are real. Like, I look so fucking stupid sitting here being mad because Jessie didn't text me back and she's a whole mom and wife. Like, get a fucking grip. Seriously.
Mm,
People have lives, even if you don't think that. And I think that's another thing. Like, I hate when people say shit that like that. They're like, why are you sleepy? You're not doing this. Why are you this? You're not a mom. Like, people can still be tired and drained and have things going
yeah.
on just because they don't have what you're going on, like what you have going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's ugly.
It's very ugly and it
That's
shows your true character. Like, you're mad because I have less on my plate and I'm still going through the same thing you are. Like, it's weird.
this is adjustment, like being a mom, and don't think that I'm not tired. Listen, y'all, I be exhausted, and when I first had both of my kids, it's extremely. Oh, forget it. It's like you're literally crawling through your day. You don't even want to go through your day at times because you're so
Girl.
exhausted. So it's
Mhm.
like it's not a flex. It's not a cute flex. It's not a cute flex.
And I think that we should touch on that too before we go. Like I've been seeing some mom shaming lately, and non-mom shaming, like people saying like, I saw this thread and it was like, childless people are just stupid and lazy and just want to just say they don't have kids, and I'm just like, this is all so fucking stupid. If
What?
you want to have kids. You don't, you don't. Just don't.
Yeah, you know you don't.
Why we gotta complicate things?
Mm, I don't think that there's nothing wrong with you saying that you don't have kids. Like, I guess if you're in the middle of a conversation, I don't know, like if it comes off rude, it comes off rude, but there's nothing wrong with that. You're not ready. But I really don't care. I really don't care. I know that I was like, we were out on a date and somebody was like two is good for me and this and that. I'm like, shit, one's good. I was like, sure, one's good for real, for real. But you gotta let people find out on their own too.
Exactly.
Sometimes people talk not knowing like what they talking about, which we've all been there, talked about something that we didn't really know about.
Exactly.
You just gotta find out for yourself.
You have to find out for yourself because how are you gonna know that that person's experience is the same as yours? I'd be thinking about that. Sean and I was talking about that earlier with YouTube videos. He just read that Rich Dad book. We were talking about that, and he
Mhm.
came across a video, and he was like, his intuition told him, he was like, hold on, let me pause this and see all the points that this person's gonna talk about this in this video,
Yeah,
because I feel like these are things that I read in the book. And he looked through all the points. He was like, these are all things I read in the book. Why would I listen to you tell me about it when I can go do my own research? I just read it in this book myself.
yeah, exactly. But oh, I forgot what I was gonna say.
It left you. It might come back. Last
No,
time it came back. Do, 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 do,
stop. It
do,
doesn't
do.
help. It doesn't help. I know it was about this topic. It was about this topic. I have it there.
She said,
It's
I can't
there.
make any noises. So
It's there. Bro, what was it about? You just have to keep going. When I think of it, I'll be like
she put up her finger like the people in church. Excuse me.
like I did with the corn dogs.
Girl, with some bullshit. Like you did with some bullshit. Let's be for real. Fucking court dogs. I can't.
It is.
Mm.
Where else have you found those?
Anyways, yes. Love yourself enough to be okay with being by yourself. Don't sit here and put pressure on your loved ones to sit here and be your therapist when you could just go get a therapist.
Yeah,
And that's basically it. Like,
that's really it.
there's no other way to put it. I mean, y'all are wanting a lot from people. Like I said, I really am hoping that y'all get some healing. Y'all get a partner, maybe some pets. Cats are really good animals for healing.
Humans tend to be entitled.
You said what?
Humans tend to be entitled.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true.
For the most part,
feel
they
like
tend to
we're
be entitled.
old things. Like, bro,
But
we're
it's also
floating.
expectations. It's expectations and entitlement blended into one.
Yeah.
Like I seen
true.
something and it seems so small. It was somebody had a really low car and they obviously it was blinding them the lights, right? And they were like expecting it's not my fault that your car like I gotta turn off my lights
Because you have a low car? No.
yeah, like that's not my fault. Like, you just gotta sit here for a couple of seconds at this light. But he was like low key pissed about it.
I'm
I
not
just was
doing
peeping
that.
game and I was like, why are you upset? I
It's
get
funny
it,
you
but
say that. Really, that's really how humans be. They expect you to like change things for them. Like, bro, that was your decision to get that low car. Why I gotta sit here inconvenience what I'm doing for you?
yep. It could be courtesy, it could, whatever. But like I said,
But nobody's
nobody owes you
entitled
shit.
to do it. Yeah. They don't have to do anything. And I think also maybe when you go into these relationships with these people, let them know like what your boundaries are and what you expect. Like if you're one of those crazy ass people, sorry, we think you're crazy, who expects people to text you back in 2 hours, then set that expectation so that if somebody crosses that boundary, at least you can say you
Damn,
knew.
you think that's a good way to start friendship or anything? I don't think so. I think like you gotta
Um,
learn.
I mean, maybe not at the start, but at a certain point, I want to know you on bullshit. I want to
Yeah.
know that in the beginning. I don't want to be like halfway through this shit with you and then find out that you on some bullshit.
Regardless, I don't give a fuck because
No, it's dead ass. As soon as I find out you're on bullshit, I'm cutting you off. We were just talking about that situation. I'm not about to sit here and I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you shit. You should sit with yourself, love yourself enough to be by yourself and sit with yourself and figure out why we had to part ways. Bye. Goodbye.
She said what she said.
She said what she said.